This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, fine. So we'll start now. So let me share my screen. Okay. So in last session, so what we have discussed, so we saw that, so how to load the data from our local file, so our snowflake. So for that, what we have done, so we have created a first table structure, right? We have created a table structure first. So once we have created a table structure, then we have loaded the data by using your this particular option, right? A data load option here. So when you go to, let me log into account admin because we created this database and table by using account admin role. Now you can able to see the database and then table, right? By using this load table option, so we have loaded the data into this particular table. This is web UI option, right? So what is the limitation here? What we understand? So what is the limitation here? So when you observe, the limitation is, so if the file is greater than 50 MB, if the file is greater than 50 MB, we cannot able to load the file directly, right? We cannot able to load the file, right? So only less than 50 MB we can able to load the file. If it is greater than 50 MB, then what we have to do? We have to work with Snow SQL or Snow CLI, right? Okay, we will see that. So before that, so what happened in the last sessions when you are working with this, when you are implementing by using this UI option, this load table option, so this is the thing what it has generated in the backend. What it mean by that? So it has kept the file from this path into this particular stage. Then from the stage to it has loaded to this particular table by using this file format and then by using this statement, right? So now, so what is the process here? If you want to load the file, first it will load the file to the stage, from the stage to the table, right? So when it is coming to the stage, so we have three types of stages here in a snowflake. We have, one is user stage and table stage, table stage, and named stage. Named stage. These are the three types of stages we have in Snowflake. Most of the time, so when you are working in any project, so in organization, we will use named stage. But any specific reasons, any specific restriction, if they want to apply, then only they will go for user stage and table stage. User stage and table stage. Now, when it is coming to user stage and table stage, no need to create manually. No need to create, remember this, no need to create a user stage, no need to create a table stage separately, no need to create manually, because these two stages, table stage and user stage, by automatically it will be created. When the user is available, the user stage will be there. When you created a table, table stage will be there. So when you create named stage, when it is coming to the name stage you need to create manually. You need to create manually. So now, so here, so in last session we created the table, right? So what is the table we created? EMP table we have created, right? If you create a table, what we discussed, if you create a table, the table stage will be available. User stage means when the user is available, user is Snowflake 7 here. When the user is available, the user stage will be available. If you want to see that this user stage and then table stage, then what you have to do is, now let's observe this. If you want to see the stages, okay, the syntax will be, for the user stage, syntax will be at the rate till symbol, at the rate till, just a minute. Let me come to, okay, at the rate till symbol is for the user stage. When it is coming to the table stage, at the rate percentage table name, table name. So this is the syntax. At the rate percentage means, so at the rate percentage table name, this is the table stage. When it is coming to the named stage, so at the rate, you are going to represent at the rate stage name. This is the represent the name stage. At the rate means name stage. At the rate percentage means this represent a table stage. At the rate tilt means it represent the user stage. Now this particular name stage you need to create manually, but when it is coming to table stage and user stages, no need to create. It will be by default will be created whenever the user is available. User stage will be there. If you want to see that what is available here, let's come to this. You can type list if you want to see that list at the rate and tilt at the rate tilt symbol. This is represent the user stage. Now observe this, run, see this one, this is the user stage, right? So the stage is available. The same way if you want to see that, so what is available in a table stage, the table which we created in the last session is table name is EMP, right? The table stage is at the rate percentage table name. EMP is the table name, right? Now if you observe this, now see this one, this is the table stage. So but we didn't kept anything here in the table stage, it is empty. In user stage also we don't have any files here. This is related to the worksheets. The worksheets which we are going to open, right? This is related to the worksheet data, but we don't have any file here. Now this is a table stage, this is a user stage. We didn't create it, but these are default available, right? If you want to work with a name stage, we need to create. We will see that in the next sessions. Now let's concentrate on this particular user stage. Now what is the restriction? So why we need to use these three stages? When it is coming to user stage, when it is coming to user stage, so this one, it is only restricted for specific user. Specific user. It means with my user. So this is my user. Snowflake 7 is my user. In an organization, in single account, this is the complete Snowflake account. In organization with single account, you may have n number of users. Let's assume that 5 developers and so 2 architects are working. So developers will have some specific users, right? So other person will have, so 5 developers will have 5 different users, right? So if one user is working, so one user stage files cannot able to share with another user. Now here we have only one user. We'll create another user and we will see that. So what is the restriction of the user stage? One user stage file cannot able to used by another user. It is specific for user. Specific for user. The files we cannot able to share it to another user. The files, so we cannot share with another user. That is a restriction here. That is a restriction here when you are working with a user stage. If you are keeping, so when you are observing, so here what we have done, so here we kept the file into the stage, right? This is the stage area. Now from the stage we need to load it to the table. When you are keeping the file into the stage, then we are going to mention so where you need to keep the file. So is it a user stage, is it a table stage, or is it a table stage? Based on that, so we are going to utilize this based on the restriction. If they want to restrict it for the separate other users, then they will go for the user stage. If they want restriction for other tables, then they will go for the table stage. If they don't want any restriction, it will be applicable for everyone. It means it will be accessible by everyone. Then they will go for a named stage. Then we will go for name stage. Now let's see. So what is the process here? Now what we will do is in this session, so we have some files here, right? The same files we will take, the CSV files. These files we will try to load it into the table by using CLI option. So we can able to do this by using web UI, but so when you are doing that automatically it will take, right? Suppose if it is a huge volume, then we need to connect it to CLI, then we have to work, right? Then now our requirement is We will see how to load the data. These are the stage types what we have discussed. User stage, table stage, and then the name stage. We discussed table stage. So with this, so syntax, user stage at the rate tilt, named stage at the rate. So when it is coming to these two things, user stage and name, table stage, we will call it as a internal stage. It will be created automatically. It will not support file formats. We will see that what it meant by a file format. But when it is coming to name stage, we need to create manually. We can use this for internal as well as external. So and then we can specify a file format. So external means if the file is available in some other locations, if the file is available in AWS cloud location or Azure cloud location, then we can use a named stage. But this one for only internal. Okay, internal if the file is available in our so local support. Now let's see. So here this one, okay, presentation of the stages. So this is the files. This is the files which is available here. Now these files we need to load it into table. Then what we need to do? We need a table structure, right? So before that, so when we are working with that, so this particular thing, so we can go here and then we can create a table structure, right? To create a table structure, we can go here and then database and then you can create a table here, right? We can create a table structure like this. Or another thing is, so you can run by using the scripts also, right? So let's open. I will send these things to you. So for the practice purpose, we can use the same thing. So now create table, table name. So now what we are doing is here. So we are creating a table structure. Create table. So this one, so database name, schema name. If you don't want, so if you already connected to the database and schema, no need to mention. Okay, otherwise you can mention the database and schema name. And this is for user stage. We are working with the user stage, so that's why emp user, to easily identify, we have given a name emp user. And then these are the columns, so we are trying to create. Now we created a table. Now the table is created, right? Now once the table is created, so you can able to see the stage for this. So what is the how to see the stage, the table stage? So list at the rate percentage. So what is the table name? emp user. Now this is a table stage, right? See this one, emp user, this is a table stage, right? But so what is the user stage? User stage will be only one. Always it will be at the rate tilt. Always it will be at the rate tilt. Now observe this. This is the user stage. Okay. Now, so here, so the user stage we are going to use. Now this is the table structure we created. Next, what we need to do? The table structure is available. Next thing, what we have to do is we need to load the file from our local path to the stage area. What is the stage area here? At the rate tilt is a stage area, right? At the rate tilt, this is a user stage. We need to load the file. So where the file is available, this particular file. This particular file, we need to load it into this particular stage area. So at the rate tilt user stage area. When you want to load that, so what we have to do? So let's come to this. So here, so we will use put command. We are going to use put command. So generally, if you want to work with this, if you observe here, let's copy it here. Now this one represents the path where our file is available. This one represents the path where our file is available. This is the syntax to copy the file into this user stage. At the rate tilt means what it represents? User stage. It means through this command, through this put command, we are telling that copy the file from this particular location and then keep the file in this particular user stage. Now let's copy the path. If you want to copy the path of the particular CSV file, just click on the file, any file, hold your shift button, and then when you click right click, then you will get a option as copy as a path. Now observe this, copy as a path option is available, right? Click on that, copy as a path, then come here, then come to this and give the path. Now this is the path, right? Now this colons is not required, double colons. Now, so put file, this is the syntax, put file colon 3 forward slashes, So it means, so keep the file, so from this particular path into this particular stage area. This represent user stage, right? Now if you execute this here, now observe what will happen. Now what we discussed, put and get commands will not work in user interface. Now observe the error here. Command is not supported from UI, right? Not supported from UI. UI means user interface, right? So this particular UI, this put command will not work. Then if you want to execute this command, then what we have to do? We need to connect it to CLI. We need to connect it to CLI. To connect it to CLI, what we have to do? Just come here, type command prompt, and so when you come to the command prompt here, snow, type snow SQL space minus a means account, and then again space. What you have to do is you need to give the account details. The account details is this one, from here to here till here. Just copy it, just copy, and then come here, just right click, no need of dot, and then no need of semicolon when you are hitting this. So just enter it. So then it will connect to your snowflake account through command line interface. Command line interface, let it connect. Now when it is connecting, so from some of the systems it will give some like a log notification error details. You can ignore that. You don't no need to worry about that. Okay, let it connect. So once it is connected, so what you need to do? So this put command, so we need to run here in the CLI. So once you run this put command, what it will do? It is going to copy the file from this particular path to this particular stage. This particular stage at the rate tilt is the user stage. Now, so whatever the file, we are going to keep it in a stage area, right? Remember, it will be available 14 days in your stage area. This is one of the certification question. The files available in stage area 14 days by default. After 14 days, what will happen is automatically it will be removed from the stage area. It will be removed from the stage area. It is not a best practice to keep all the files in a stage area. So once you have loaded the data to the table, so once if you feel so this files is not required, then what you can do is you can remove the files from the stage area. That's why if you observe the purge command, the purge is available here, right? What it will do is it will remove the file from the stage area once the file is loaded into the table. Okay, so now let's see this here. So let it come whether it's connected. Okay, so now username snowflake one, and then password. We are connecting through CLI. When you connected, see this one by default it's connected to this particular snowflake user. So this is the user, and then this is the warehouse, and it is telling that no database and no schema. What you need to do is if you want to connect to database, just type use database. Directly it will come. You can by drop down list you can select use database. So what is the database name? So class, right? But if you observe this here, so you cannot able to see, because so what is the role it will connect by default? The role will be connected by default with a system admin, but here we are doing with a account admin, right? Doing with account admin. So then if you want to change the role, so use role, observe this, use role, so account admin. Okay, account admin. Now we are in account admin role. Now use database. Now observe this one, you can able to see the database, right? The previous, so why we cannot able to see this? Because the role is sysadmin role. Now this is the database. Now it's connected to this database. Now we are in this particular database. If you want to see anything here, the tables or whatever it may be, yes, you can type show, see this one, tables, right? Click on this. It will give you EMP and then EMP user. Both the tables is available. If you want to see description of the table, describe table. So this is the table. right? It will give you the data type and then so column names, right? Table is available. Same way, if you want to see the user stage list at the rate tilt, right? Just copy it. You can type or you can so just copy and then paste it here. List at the rate tilt. Now observe this. This is the user stage. Now these are the like related to worksheets. You can delete this also. If you want to delete RM. RM means remove. Remove at the rate tilt. At the rate tilt. Just copy and paste it here. Now it will be removed. If you want to again, if you want to go to the previous command, what you can do is you can use your up arrow or down arrow. Now observe this one, up arrow. When I am selecting up arrow, it is giving the all the previous commands, right? All the previous commands what I have executed here. So this one, right? So now, so if you give down arrow, it will come to our the up arrow or down arrow. Now let's see this one, list at the rate tilt. Now also this, we don't have any specific things. We don't have any worksheet. We don't have any files here, right? Now this user stage is empty. This user stage is empty. We don't have anything here in this particular user stage. Now what is our intention? This represents the user stage. Okay, we will see that what is the MD5 function here. So now here, so when what we need to do, we need to keep the file which is available here in this particular place. We need to keep the file into this particular stage at the rate tilt, so that what we need to do, we need to use a put command here. Let's copy this complete thing, copy, and then come here, then right click. Sorry, it's not copied properly. Again, come here, copy, come to this, right click. Now observe this, when you hit enter, now what it is telling, uploaded, right? The file, whatever the file, so we have picked. So observe this one, what is the file? employee1.csv, and then what is the target? employee1.csv.gz. So why gz? It will be zip the file, whatever the file we are trying to keep it into the snowflake, the stage area, it will automatically, it will zip the file, it will compress the file and then it will load. So that's why it is gz. And see this one, compression, gzip, and then status, uploaded. What it is telling, this file has been uploaded into the stage area. If you see that stage area, list at the rate, the tilt, right? Okay, not tilt. Okay, this is the stage area. Now observe this one, the file is available here, right? This is the file, and then it is telling that size of the file, and then it is giving the timestamp when the file has been loaded, and then it is giving the MD5 function. MD5 function, it's a unique function, it will be generated in the backend. So on this one, so to identify files uniquely, we will discuss that. So what is the purpose of this MD5 function when you are loading so the files into the stage? Now the file is available in a stage area. What we have done, from this local path, we have picked the file and then we kept the file into this particular stage area, right? This is the stage area. Now we kept the file into only the stage area, not into the table, right? If you observe, if you reset, if you refresh, and then if you observe still, so we don't have any data in this particular table. So what we need to do, we need to load the data into this particular table, right? What is the process here? First we kept the file into the stage. Up to here, this is fine. Then what is the next step? From the stage, we need to load it into the table. From this stage, we need to load it into the table. For that, we are going to use a copy command. We have to use copy command. This one. We have to use this copy command. To do that, now let's come here. So here, this is the copy command. You can execute only these things. Okay. So remaining things, this one we will discuss. Okay, what is pattern when we have to use a on error skip file, these things. So now, so when you are implementing a copy command, we can run it from here or you can do it from here. Anything is fine. Only the put command you have to run it from your CLI. Remaining everything we can do it from your web UI. Now if you observe this one, now observe this, copy into copy into the table. EMP user is the table, right? And from copy into this particular table, from where we are copying, from this particular stage. See this one, this is the stage area, user stage. From this particular stage, we are going to copy the file, whatever is available here. This is the file, right? Whatever is available here, this file we are copying into this particular table. When you are copying, we are mentioning a file format. Now observe this. In last session, what we have done, first we created a file format, right? The same way here, when you are copying directly, we are mentioning file format. File format, this is the syntax. And observe this, skip header equal to 1. By default, we are giving skip header equal to 1, right? So now when you run this, then it will load this particular file from this stage to this particular table. That's it. Now let's observe this one. So in the last session we have done by using a web UI. Now we are doing by using so manually, right? So why? Because so here, if suppose if you have the huge volume of the file, put command. So we need to implement this by using CLI, right? So that's why we are discussing this. Now the file is loaded. Now observe this, what it is telling. It is loaded, right? Now let's check the data. You can able to see the file. So this one, this is the file, 4 records, right? It is telling 4 records. This is related to worksheet. You can ignore this. This is not required. Now this file loaded. Now let's refresh it. So now observe this. How many records we have? 4 records available, right? Okay. Now one thing. In last session, when you loaded the same file one more time, what happened? It has loaded, right? Now if you try the same command one more time here, just observe what will happen here. The first time it loaded, right? Now when we are trying the same command one more time, what it has to do, it has to load, right? But if you observe, see this one, it is not loaded any file here. Okay, let me show you clearly. Let me use this remove rm. Let me execute this here. Observe this, it didn't loaded anything, right? Okay. So why? Because if you observe the file, this particular thing, so what we have, so this one, we have a file, and then so these are the worksheets, this related to the worksheet. So when you observe this, the file is already available. Second time when you try to load, first time it says that the loaded 4 records. Second time, if you are copying the same command, when you are trying to load, it is not giving anything, because it will check with md5 function and then file name and then so date. So if the every time when the file is loaded into this user stage, any stage area, it will generate a new MD5 function. It will check first time once it is loaded, it will keep it in a backend, and then it will understand the file has been already loaded. If you try to load the same file again one more time, it will not load. It will not load the same file one more time. If you remove the file from the stage area, and then if you try one more time, then this MD5 function will be different. Then it will load. Then it will load. Now let's observe this here. If you observe, if you refresh it, if you run n number of times also, you will have same number of records will be there. If you want to load the same file one more time, what you have to do is you have to remove the file from the stage area. Again, you need to load this file. Then you will get a new MD5 function. Let's observe this rm and @ tilt. Observe this one, removed, right? Now if you want to load, if you check the list, you will not have anything, right? We don't have anything. Now if you try to load, so then what you have to do, put file, the same command, right? Put file, same command we are trying to execute it here. Put file, just so select that and then so paste it here. So when you do like this, automatically it will be copied. So no need to do anything. Okay. So when you so just like hold your mouse and then drag it till where you want, just release it. So automatically it will be copied. Okay. So now we have copied and then pasted here. So when you right click, it will be paste. Now so put file from this path into this stage area. Again we are doing. Now when we are doing this, it will load the file into stage area. Now let's observe the MD5 function here. When you observe MD5 function, what is the last? 6E4. 6E4. Now observe here, what is the last? So 57 something, right? This MD5 function is different. This MD5 number is different. Now if you try to use the copy command, it will allow you to load now. Now observe this one. Now what it is telling? It's loaded, right? It is loaded now. 4 records, it's loaded again. Again, once it is loaded, right? Again, if you try to load one more time, now observe this, what it has, what it is telling. Copy executed with 0 files processed. 0 files processed. If you try it here also, sorry. If you try the same command here also, same thing. Copy executed with 0 files processed, because this file already loaded with this MD5 function. Whatever the MD5 function it contains with this file name, already it has been loaded. So once the file is loaded, it will not load one more time. Okay, one more time. So if you want to load the same file, what you have to do, you have to remove it from the stage area and then you have to do that. Now the file we have loaded here, right? Now what is the main intention of using user stage? What we discussed here, user stage. When we are using the user stage, it is specifically only for the specific user. Other users cannot able to use the file available in the user stage area. Suppose so we all are working in a same team. Now so I have uploaded my file into that specific user stage, my user stage. Other users, if you want to access my file, whatever the file I kept it in my user stage, it is not possible. It will not be visible to you also. It will not be visible to you. That is the restriction here. So that is also, if you want like these kind of restrictions, then you can go for the user stage, kind of security thing. Okay. So I kept the file in my user stage. Others cannot able to view that particular file in that particular stage area. Now let's see this here. Okay, this is the user, right? Snowflake 7. Now if you observe here, list @ tilt, you can able to see the files here, right? You can able to see the file. The file is available, right? File is available. Now when this file is available, okay. Now if I log out and then log in with another user, so then you cannot able to see this particular file, employee1.csv file. Now before that, let's create another user here. If you want to create a user, just observe this. What you need to do is you need to log into account admin role. You need to log into account admin role and then come to the account. So just observe this here, what we are doing. We are creating another user. So creating another user just for this example. So again, in the going forward classes also, we will create a users. So that time we will discuss also. Now come to the account. Here, user, you can able to see that, right? Click on the user and see this one here, the snowflake 7. This is the user, so which we have created when you created a trial account, right? Snowflake user. Okay, so this one, so by default it will be there. Now we will create another user. To create another user, click on this. Now I will give so another user as a test. Okay, then we will create some password for that particular user. Now we have the username and password. So I will uncheck this one, force password to change. Otherwise, if I click on this, the first time when I logged in, if I create as a administrator, I have created a users. And then first time when I give it to the others, so we will give the option to change the password. If you don't want to give the option to change the password, then you can uncheck this. So then click on next. So again, login name also I will use the same thing, test, display name, first name. Okay, let it be. If you want to notify, then you can mention the email here. Otherwise, not required. Then click on next. Then it will ask you warehouse. So by default, compute warehouse. This is the warehouse which is available. And default role. What is the role you want to give to the user? Let's give account admin role. Okay. So they can able to use this account admin role. And then when you click on finish, the role will be created, the user will be created. Now observe this, the user test is created, right? User test is created here. Now, so we will log in with this particular user now. Now come to account, here, log out. Now test is the user which we have created. This is the new user, right? Now give this. Observe this. So account will be the same. If I create multiple users, if I give it to you guys, then you can able to log in with the same user and then with this particular username. Now this is a test user, right? Now if you observe, so you can able to see for this user also you can able to see all the databases and everything here, right? But if you check list at the rate tilt, list at the rate tilt symbol. So now observe this one. Can you able to see any files here? See this one, it is telling about only the worksheet, this particular worksheet, right? But you cannot able to see any files here, any files here, right? So whatever the file we kept into the user stage, this is restricted to specific user. But if you try to access with another user, it is not allowing. It is not allowing, right? So that is the main restriction for the user stage. So one user stage files cannot able to shared by another users. So that is a restriction. Okay. So for the security reasons, if you want to keep the files, so this we have to keep it here. So on this particular topic, the stages, right? So at least you are going to get so one or two certification questions in so certification exam. So user stage, remember one user stage files we cannot able to accessed by other user, and user stage no need to create, automatically it will be created. And the name stage also, auto table stage also, it will be automatically created. Only the name stage we need to create. So here also we have a restriction for the table. When you keep the table stage, only that particular table only can be used, other table cannot able to use. Here other users cannot able to use, here other tables cannot able to use. But when it is coming to the name stage, there is no restriction. And whatever the file we are going to keep it in any of the stage area, it can be a user stage, it can be a table stage, or it can be a name stage. It will be available only 14 days. After that it will be directly removed from the stage area, because stage area always it will occupy storage, it will occupy storage. You can able to see the storage, the occupation, if you come to the account, and if you come to uh, usage, account storage stages, here you can able to see that. Okay, this is another user, right? Let's log into our user. So this user we cannot able to see the file, right? So what we kept it in a user stage. Now log into our original user. I'm log into our user, and then password. Now observe this. If you observe the file here, see this, still it is available, right? But with the other user we cannot able to see this, right? So that is the main intention of utilizing user stage. And another thing, if you observe, okay, let me log into account admin and click on the account and click on the average storage. Now stages, so it will be, you can able to see that some information here. Now so this, the stage also it is occupying, right? Stage also it is occupying, right? Database it is occupying. So whatever the table we have created in the last session, right? So for that, and at the same time, so whatever the so file we kept it into the stage area by default, so it will be occupied the storage. That's fine. So when it is occupying the storage also, Snowflake will charge for the storage. That's why the stage area, what we are going to keep the files in the stage area, these files, right? So by default, the best practices is you need to remove the files from the stage area. So once you loaded the file from your stage to the table, now the file is loaded from the stage to this particular table, right? Then, so you have to remove the file from the stage area. To remove that, what we need to do is we have to use rm command. So you can use it from here or you can use it from here. Both are same. You can use rm remove from the stage area. So then let's come to this rm. Somewhere we have typed, yeah, rm at the rate till symbol. Then it is going to remove. Rm means remove. Now it has been removed. If you observe, the file will not be available in a stage area. Right. So what we have done, so here we created, it's very simple thing. So first we created a structure, right? Structure for the table. Then we have implemented a put command. To use the put command, what we have done, so we have copied the path. So then, so we kept it in a user stage area. This user stage, did we created? No, we didn't created this. This user stage, automatically it has been created. Now we kept the file from this particular path to this particular user stage. To run this, we have to connect it to CLI. We have to connect it to this command prompt. So once it is connected, so you need to connect it to use database. So that by default, if you are logging with use database, so database name, then you can able to implement that. Okay, you can able to use the uh, copy command, sorry, put command. So once the file is available here, then you can use copy command. Copy into table from stage name. When we are copying that, we are going to implement a file format. That's it. Okay. Every time when you are working with named stage, table stage also, we are going to do the same thing. When you are working with named stage also, we will do the same thing. Okay. With the CLI, we will work. The approach will be the same. There is no difference. First, we will create a table structure. First, we will create table structure, and then we are going to load the file into the stage. Then we will copy the data from stage to the table. That is the process. You can do the same thing so from your system also. So here, when you are working with these two things, we have these files. Okay, I will share the files also in the email. So this particular thing, when you are working with this CLI, this one is a user stage, table stage and name stage. These two, another next two sessions, we will work with CLI. After that, we will not work with a CLI. Okay, only remember when you are working with put command, get command only, we require this CLI. Remaining every time, so remaining all the functionalities, so we are directly working. So all these features, we are directly working with our web UI option, web user interface option. To discuss all those things, we need to understand, so this loading part. So once it is done, remaining everything, it's very easy. Okay. So, but at least practice 2 to 3 times. So what we are discussing, the in first like so 3 to 4 sessions, then you will be very comfortable. So what we are doing here. So we'll stop it here. So any questions from anyone?
Yes. Do we have any other options instead of removing the file and just load them? Reloading the file local computer to stage and loading the file.
Sasi, your voice is not clear, Sasi. Could you please type in chat window otherwise, if you don't mind? It's breaking. Or can you repeat one more time? Sasi?
Business, I will connect with you after.
Okay, fine. You can call me. Okay, call me to my mobile number. We'll discuss.
Yeah, is it fine now?
It's
My voice is clear.
no, not clear.
Yeah, okay, we'll connect with you after.
Disturbance is there. Yeah. Okay. So from any others, any question? I'm requesting everyone please practice at least 2 to 3 times what we have discussed today. Okay. Then the same thing. So the same approach we are going to do it in the next class also. Okay. But this is for the user stage, right? In the next session, what we will do is we'll also give it a named stage. Sorry, table stage. After that, we will go with name stage. Once this name stage and user stage is done, then we will jump into the actual functionalities of our snowflake. Okay. Then we can move little fast also. So before that you have to practice these things. Okay. Fine. If you don't have any questions, we will wind up the things. I will send you the recorded session as well as these files to you. Yes, instead of removing the files, I understand your question, Sasi. Instead of removing the files, when you are using a copy command, right? See this one, we have a purge equal to true, right? When you give this include with the copy command, directly it will remove from the stage area. No need to remove manually. So generally, this is the best practice. That's why when you copied this, by directly it came here. We will use purge equal to true instead of removing the commands. So this is the best practice, generally what we will do. Yeah, we can do that. Other users files we cannot able to do that. So our user files we can do that. Same command. We will use the same command. RM command we will use. This is the user stage, right? If you want to remove it from the table stage, we will give @ table name.
So, Dinesh, so this is Kaushal. Can
Yes,
we remove
Kaushal.
like just the worksheet or uh, the file that we
You are telling the specific worksheet as if you have like
yeah,
multiple, right? So we can do that. So we can give, so what we are giving RM @ till symbol, right? After
right.
the till, we can specifically mention the file name. Then it will remove only that particular thing.
The .gz name or the just the file name?
Just the file name.
The source or the target. Okay. Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. If you don't have any questions, we'll connect tomorrow. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.